Hi, welcome back. I'm Kate and this is the Knit+Sip podcast. Today I wanted to talk about two different projects that we have coming up. First of all, the May Knit+Sip beginner kit, and then also our January knit along. So we basically have a knit along going all year. We've already picked all the projects for next year, and we're going to do 5 different knit alongs. So that will take us from January to December of 2024. And the very first of the knit alongs is this sweater that I'm wearing, which is a pattern that is still in test by TheLittleWolfKnits, or Brianna. She's on Instagram, and you can find her again under TheLittleWolfKnits. And this is her pattern. It is an awesome sweatshirt where the body of the sweatshirt is a boucle yarn in DK weight, and then the cuffs and the sweatshirt hem. And then if you choose to do a hood or whether you do a crew neck, those are going to be in a just kind of regular wool. So it's an awesome, great winter pattern. It's super cozy. It's quickly become one of my favorite things, and I just finished it. And along the lines of the boucle theme that we're seeing everywhere right now, even in a lot of mainstream stores. I know I just did some shopping for my niece and nephew for gifts coming up, and Zara had a bunch of boucle knits. So you're seeing it all over yarn stores and mainstream everywhere. So to keep on with that trend, because I do like to keep on top of the trends, I think that that's kind of fun. So I have designed a boucle scrunchie. So it matches my sweater, of course, because I just used some scrap yarn. And that is the great thing about a scrunchie pattern, is that most of the time you can use a scrap, some of your scrap yarn. It takes very little yarn to make a scrunchie. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the skills that we'll be building with this project. So last month with our coasters, we were learning about different kinds of knit fabrics and learning how to switch back and forth between knits and purl stitches. We were also learning some basic increases and decreases with one of the coaster patterns, should you choose to do that one. With our scrunchie here, it is a neat pattern because you will learn what is called a yarn over. So that is a technique typically used in lace knitting, but the reason for it in the scrunchie is because when you're sewing the ends of the scrunchie together, it's a lot easier to figure out how to do that and make it look a little bit neater and nicer. So some of the other scrunchie patterns that I've tested before, the way that they actually come together, I just didn't like the way that it looked. And so with this boucle scrunchie that I designed, it is, like I said, it has yarn overs on both sides, so it's easier to figure out what holes to go into, and it looks a little bit more intentional. So that is our project coming up for our beginners. And then for anyone who's not necessarily looking for a beginner project, but maybe a beginner sweater, because this is actually meant to be just above a beginner sweater pattern, like it could be a great first sweater or sweatshirt, I guess, as we're calling it. So this could be a really good pattern for you as well, and we would love it if you would join our knit along. So leave a comment or reach out to me on my website if you have any interest in that, because those kits won't go live yet for just a little while. The pattern is, like I said, still in test, and the test is just closing. So I'm sure she'll release it probably either end of December of 23 or right in the new year of 24. So we're really looking forward to kicking this off and having a bunch of these all over our store. So thanks for joining us today, and tomorrow we are going to be talking about the June Knit+Sip beginner project, so stay tuned for that, and cheers!